Leanne Kruger delivered the first child care credit in Pennsylvania history. She fought to decrease property taxes for our seniors and for new tax breaks for seniors. Leanne has delivered historic funding for Delco schools, for mental health programs, and school safety. Leanne Kruger is a strong voice for women against the extremists who want to take away our freedoms. Leanne Kruger, she listens, she works hard, she represents our Delco values.
Paid for by Leanne 4PA.
And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make health decisions for yourself. You want to be especially vigilant, especially staying on top of it. Once I got the information I needed, I started to move in that direction, how to make health decisions for yourself.
In your mind, what would you say to brothers that's not vaccinated or just people in general?
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we do. Hey. Welcome to Keeping It 100, where we have our open, we have honest conversations about health information and health topics to help you make good health decisions. I'm your host, Dr. Kristin Motley, and as always, we have a really good show in store for you. And if you think of questions, you want to give a shout out to yourself, to us, please drop it in the chat. Let us know you here. Say hi, hey, something. Let us know y'all watching. So drop something in the chat. Dr. Tyan Thomas is keeping an eye on the chat. She's going to make sure your questions and your comments get answered. So thanks, Dr. Thomas. Now, let's just go ahead and bring in our co-host, Mr. George Mink Jr.
Hey.
G, what's up?
What's going on? Good afternoon, Doc. How you doing?
I'm good. You busy. You booked and busy.
It's just community busy.
Community busy is a good thing.
Yeah.
Community busy is a good thing. We got to redo like our schedule and stuff. We ain't have like our meetings, like our morning meetings. It's just a lot going on.
I'll definitely have a schedule ready for next week.
All right, we're going to get it together. But listen, you're doing important work. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We need you to help the children, to help the community. So we'll work our schedule around what you got going on.
I appreciate that, Doc.
What else you been up to? So I know you in the schools. What else you up to?
Still out here in the streets. Actually, this was a good way for me to connect with some brothers inside of the school about health issues and health topics. I've still been going to the barbershop trying to get brothers to get boosted.
Nice. So are you hearing that a lot of guys have the initial 2 doses, but questioning the booster, or they don't even have the initial doses? Like, what are you hearing?
Well, I'm getting a combination.
Okay.
I ran into a couple people that's not vaccinated at all, and I'm just like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people that are boosted, are vaccinated, they have no idea what's going on with the booster.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. A lot of people don't even know about it. So when we look at the numbers and like, why the numbers so low? I know the last thing I heard was about 200 million people are eligible to get the vaccine, but only, is it 20,000 people got it? Like, it's really, 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 really low. And I think that a lot of it is just because people just have no idea that it's a new vaccine available. So we're going to work on that. I am really tired of talking about COVID. It's giving me a headache, but we're not going to stop talking about it just because of the way that it impacted our community. We cannot stop talking about it. So we get these numbers up so our people are safe. We have to keep it top of mind. It's not going anywhere. There's new variants coming, cases going up in Europe. It could happen here. So it is not going anywhere. So we're going to have to figure out how to how to live with it, because it's just not, it's not going anywhere, and I'm just tired of talking about it. But we ain't gonna stop, because our people are getting hit the hardest. So we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, especially until we get everybody on board.
Yeah. Until we get people, so that our people aren't dying from a disease that has a vaccine. Like, that's what makes it so sad. I can see if it was no vaccine, nothing available to prevent people from ending up in a hospital or from dying, but there is something. But I understand what the hesitation is about. I totally get it, and I just think we just got to continue working to move people in a direction that makes them feel like they are comfortable with getting the vaccine, because it has been proven to be safe. It has been proven to work. But I totally get why a person is like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so just stay out in the barbershop, stay out in the streets, and keep the conversations moving around it. I also want to give a shout out to the class of 99, Chester High School class of 99. That's my class. So about 7 years ago, during the homecoming game, we went out and we set up a table. I don't even think we had a tent. Like, we had tables and kids games, and we just did it as a class. We went out to the homecoming game, and we just went out for some fellowship and to catch up with each other as a class. This was in 2015. There was no one out there but class of 99. So I want to give a shout out to my class for kicking off what is now Chester High School homecoming, which is an epic event that went down last weekend. Thousands of people outside, just good energy, lots of fun. It was a dope event. So good job, Chester High School alumni, current students. We had a really good day. We set up a vaccine clinic out there. We had the street team in the middle of it all. So George, you and your crew held down the table in the middle of it all. Wow. And then behind the gate, the safe gate, we had the clinic set up for people that wanted to come over and get a flu shot or come get a COVID shot, COVID booster, first or second dose. They can get that right behind the ticket booth. So we did about 32 vaccines on Friday. So I was proud of that.
Okay.
I was pretty proud of it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was your first homecoming. You weren't ready.
I was a baby out there. And, I mean, shout out to the city, the love, the camaraderie. I mean, that's what it's all about to me. I mean, just the fact that we can come together. We're really not that far apart. You know?
Sure.
I'm still recovering, actually. In that little bit of time, I mean, I saw pretty much the whole city. So
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was an amazing day. So thanks to all the class leaders who put it together, for all your classes and everyone that was involved in making it a really, really fun day. And I got my booster. I know we've been talking about this forever. I got my COVID booster, and I got my flu shot. Bilal, my husband, got his flu shot.
The first family in the building.
Bria got her. She's 11. That's my daughter. She got her COVID booster and the flu shot. So we back. We back like we never left.
I'm happy though, Doc. I'm happy though, because I didn't even really witness it. I forgot that you was getting the booster. You told me, I'm like, then Bilal, we got no on deck. We got Bree. So we good. We got our defense for the win.
We ready. My family is up to date on their vaccines. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
So just want to remind people, let people know if they don't know, there is a new booster available. It became available right around Labor Day, and it provides protection against the Omicron variant that's widely in circulation now. So I'm recommending that you get your new booster, the new booster that just came out last month, and your flu shot, ideally by Halloween, so that you'll be protected well into the holiday season. It's getting colder. That's when cases of all types of viruses go up. We're already seeing it with flu, and we're seeing it with RSV too. And we'll talk about RSV. But we want to make sure that we are protected going into this season because we don't want to swamp our healthcare system, our hospitals, our healthcare providers with diseases that have vaccines that can prevent you from ending up in the hospital. That includes flu and that includes COVID. Now, you also hear that cases for RSV is going up. RSV is a respiratory virus. It presents like the cold. So you'll get runny nose, you'll have a cough, you have a fever, and mostly it impacts children, like small kids that go to daycare. So if y'all remember back in June, Noah, that's my now 3-year-old son, he was 2.5 when he started daycare in June. He went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. By Saturday, the boy had a fever. I took him to the doctors on Monday. He had RSV, an ear infection, and pink eye. And this was the first time he had ever been in like any kind of daycare center around people because I kept him confined with me since COVID started. So he had it in June. So, and it's a disease that usually is spread throughout the winter. So it's been like on its way to coming back, and it's back. So a lot of the children's hospitals are at capacity, or they're starting to fill up because kids have RSV. So we'll probably do a show to talk a little bit more about RSV, but it's kind of like having a common cold, but in small children and in older adults, they don't have the immune protection to fight it off too well, and so they can end up in a hospital for dehydration and things like that. But everybody just stay vigilant, wash your hands, and, take care of yourselves. Take those immune boosters. All that CMOS y'all been doing, keep doing that. Keep doing that.
So that word stop, the CMOS battles it.
So I went to Jamaica, and I was asking the Jamaicans about CMOS. So they don't call it CMOS, and they don't do the processing that we do to make it CMOS. They say that seaweed has immune boosting properties, and they kind of I guess, ingest it in more of a natural state. We process it so that it's like this like slimy, drinkable kind of thing. So I don't know how effective sea moss is like we know it here in the US. But I did speak to some Jamaicans when I went to Jamaica because everybody was talking about. So I was like, let me go over here to the source and find out. And so they do seaweed as as immune boosting and like to prevent colds and flus and stuff like that is the way that I understood it.
Okay.
Now, what we are doing here in terms of sea moss, I don't know how effective that is.
Right.
But I'm just saying, just do something. Don't not do nothing. Right. Hey, Miss Mayfield, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, what's going on, Queen Lane?
Always good to see you on. So let's bring in our guests because we have a really important topic to talk about today. Miss Shauna Williams, welcome to Keeping It 100. Shauna Williams is the founder of SW Doula LLC, and there she provides integrative doula support, lactation care, and clinical counseling services to individuals and families related to childbirth. She is currently a PhD candidate, yes, girl, in social work, and her research is specifically focusing on Black women, maternal infant health outcomes, pregnancy after loss, and the impact of historical trauma. This dissertation is about to be fire, and I'm just asking right now, can I get an invitation to the presentation because I need to hear everything you have learned about.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. I know we started working together recently on a project related to maternal mortality. And I thought it would be great to have you come on and, talk to us about this topic because I didn't know that it was such a epidemic for Black women until like recently. So I'm like, we need to be talking about this for real because it is scary. It is sad and it is scary. And again, it's preventable. So we are going to dig into this maternal mortality topic. And so I guess just to start off, like, what is maternal mortality?
So maternal mortality is described or defined by the CDC as death of a person who has given birth due to pregnancy-related causes during pregnancy or shortly after birth. So up until that first year after birth.
Oh, first year. Okay. I was going to ask about that. So during childbirth, or no, so during pregnancy, childbirth, or up until a year after childbirth is the time period. So if a woman dies during that time, that is considered, it's counted as maternal mortality.
If they identify that it's a pregnancy-related cause.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
Which
so
can get a little dicey because sometimes we can identify it based on what we know in the Black maternal mortality advocacy community, that this was probably related to pregnancy, but it may not be counted that way.
I see. That's important. So who makes the determination?
So it's a combination of the folks who would provide forensic treatment forensic examination, and also pregnancy mortality review committees.
Oh, wow. So I would imagine that there could be some controversy around what counts and what doesn't count. Like which women's deaths are counted or not, because if they're not counted accurately, the problem doesn't come up correctly, and then it skews the numbers, and it can make you think that it's not a problem or it's not as bad, and it really is. Is that a topic that's happening?
Yes, there is some controversy around that. Absolutely.
I can see that. I just got a message that there's some echoing happening somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
I don't hear it. So maybe it's me. Is it me causing the echo?
No. Every time me and Michonne, I guess we're echoing, so I'm not sure.
All right. Oh, George and Shauna are echoing.
Yeah, and this is a great topic.
I know. Maybe y'all mute and unmute. I don't know. Try that.
Let me see.
Okay.
Nah.
You still hear it?
Yes.
We probably would have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. All right, hop off and come back in. And let's take a commercial break.
Right, we'll be right back.
So just close out and hop back on. So let me just share a little bit more about what's happening in terms of COVID and new variants. We can just talk a little bit more about that. One thing that is happening is that, that happened recently, is that the vaccine for children was recently approved for the Vaccine for Children program, which is a federal program that says that kids can get this particular vaccine regardless of if they have insurance or not, which is a big deal. So that if kids don't have insurance, their parents don't ever have to pay for it, because it's a part of the Vaccines for Children, or the VFC program. A lot of places people are starting to say that because it's a part of this program now, that kids will have to have the COVID shot for school. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. It just means that the federal government will pay for children to get the vaccine if their parents don't have don't have insurance. And that's the same thing that all the other childhood vaccines are in. They're all in this program, the VFC program. All right, that was our commercial break. Now let's try audio again with Miss Shauna and George. Testing.
Welcome. I'm still echoing.
I don't know if I am.
Yeah,
I am.
you are.
You are. All right, but we're gonna try to get through this. I don't know what else to do. All right, Miss Lena, I got you. I'm gonna follow up with you after the show. She's saying she's concerned about them getting them both together. It's no problem with them getting them together. Me, my husband, and my daughter, and a number of other people. We all got them together. Our bodies can handle multiple vaccines at the same time. In fact, children often get 4, 5, 6 vaccinations at the same time. It's no problem at all. If you're not comfortable with doing it, then get one and then come back and then get the other. So do what's at your comfort level, but please protect yourself. Oh, does anyone? Oh, I know what you meant, Ms. Lane. It's all good. Does any of you do? Either of you have on a headset or like a Bluetooth, or is the link open in two windows? Probably not for you, George. You're on your phone.
I have a headset. I can try taking that out.
That's okay. Yeah, try that. See what happens.
Okay.
Miss Lean over here, tech and troubleshooting. Thank you. All right, we're going to see if we can fix this audio issue. All right, Miss Shauna. That's all right. I know you got more than that. Miss Lean. Can you hear me, Shauna? Oh, she's still connecting. I can hear you, Shauna. I don't know if you can hear me.
I'm not able to hear.
Oh, you
but
can't.
I'm going to try to leave and come back in.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure what school Miss Williams goes to, but we can ask her when she comes back on. But yeah, her PhD, it sounds like she's doing a lot of work. She's looking at research on Black women in general, maternal infant health outcomes, which is a whole nother topic in itself, pregnancy after a woman experienced a loss of pregnancy, and then the impact of historical trauma. And I'm sure that's related to Black women. So those topics alone, so it's 4 of them, and each alone is enough to write a dissertation on. So I really want to see her presentation for her PhD program. Oh yes, we do. I agree. I think that's a really, really good topic to look at, the correlation of air pollution and violence. Wow, that's deep. I don't know if that's ever been studied before. I would imagine it's related to air pollution being prevalent in low income areas, low education areas, high crime areas. And so those all being linked together. And yes, we'll definitely provide you with more information if I come across anything like that. But that'll definitely be interesting to examine. Let's see. I know I talked a little about RSV cases being up. I just want to kind of go back there. Before I do, I do want to
Dr. Motley,
look at
sorry.
Yes.
Can you add George back? He just sent a message.
Oh, I can't add him. I don't know how to add anybody. I can't even add myself. Let me shoot a message over to our engineer real quick. We might have to run this show back next week. Let's see. All right. Thanks for hanging in there with all these technical issues, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll see how far we can get through our discussion with Miss Williams, and if we need to bring her back, we can bring her back when she's available. All right, Leslie's about to add everybody back in, and we will get moving along. I need some media training on what to do when I have like dead air or something. What is this called? Isn't this called something, Dr. Thomas?
I'm not sure. I was looking for something. Oh, God, I'm getting the feedback too. But there was something I heard the other day about the rate of violence against pregnant women is up. So I think it might have been, I can't remember the data, but like 3 per 1,000 pregnancies to like a 5 per 1,000 pregnancies. So I thought that was
that almost doubled.
Yeah.
That's really sad. That is sick and it's sad.
Looking for
all right, so it looks like our guest is back on. Miss Williams. Can you hear us now? You can hear. Do you hear an echo still?
I hear a very faint echo.
You still have an echo?
We're gonna have to remix this one.
Yeah, I was thinking we was gonna have to have Miss Williams back on. We have to figure out what's causing the echo. So this hasn't happened before, which is great, but we have to dig a little deeper into it. So we don't want to put up a bad show. We're going to end this now. Miss Williams, can you hang on with us? And George, hang around. We'll end now. We'll reschedule this topic because it needs every bit of our attention. And I need y'all to hear every bit of this information very clearly. So we'll end this now, and then we will we'll post it when we're going to redo this topic, maternal mortality, especially in Black women.
All right, thank you again.
And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make